Hey everybody, I want you to head down to teespring.com and check out Bondy's Boutique and get some of Bondy's merch.
Hey everybody, it's your girl Bondy Blue and I am back for another Real Housewives of Potomac review. Before we begin, I want to remind you guys to check down below in my description box where you will find the link to Soapy Luv. Yes, okay, with delicious whipping lotions, okay, just so smooth to the touch. All right, y'all go ahead and check that out. Support the Black-owned business, and let's get into my notes. Robin and Giselle go shopping for house stuff because Giselle has signed the papers and signed on the dotted line. She ain't signed the papers yet, but her offer was accepted for that house she's trying to renovate and turn into her dream home, her forever home. And she takes Robin with her, and I'm just like, okay, like she's not going to help you in this endeavor. She's not going to offer you anything that's actually helpful, except for don't get your hopes up with the project, happening as quickly as possible, because 9 times out of 10, it will be longer than you expected and longer than y'all agreed upon, okay? But Giselle can't go throughout a scene without being messy, so we have to talk about Ashley and how Giselle self-righteously feels as if Robin should have apologized to Ashley. And Robin, who is just so dense sometimes, has this conversation with Giselle where she says to Giselle, you're the one that brought it up, but there's no anger, there's no aggravation, there's no annoyance, there's no checkage for Giselle in the situation as being the messy bitch who brought it up at the table and started all of this in the first place. Candace didn't bring it up. Robin didn't bring it up. Chris didn't bring it up. Everybody that heard the comment did not bring it up. You know who did? Giselle. And even though Ashley says she knows that Giselle is a shit starter, she still never gets upset with her and always wants to argue with everybody else. And that is annoying to me. But because Giselle has Robin's mind, okay, in a very strong way, Jesus Christ, it's like she, drank Kool-Aid or something like that. But either way, they decide that Katie's hoedown or whatever Katie is having on her farm property, she's having a get together. She invited the girls over. It's supposed to be, country hoedown, hats, people doing the most to have a theme, okay? Like, you can't just live in a nice, country acreage land, which was very plush and nice. I appreciated, the peacefulness of it all, Katie. I really did. So I don't understand why you invited these crazy broads to your peaceful home on your acreage, Katie. I wouldn't have invited them to nothing. But you know what? Katie's on. Why does Katie not have, or whatever the Potomac women have, a glass of champagne? Why she don't have a glass of champagne? If y'all was gonna bring her back and have her involved to this extent, well, you know what though? Katie is not giving us personal life though. Katie is giving us producer credit. Okay, stirring the pot and backing out of the situation, having something to say about what's going on in everybody else's storylines, but not actually having one of your own. I feel like that's a lot, a lot of the girls on the show right now. Like, everybody's working off of somebody else's storyline in order to be on the show. But in Katie's situation, I think it's actually working for her. And if they decide to give her a glass of champagne next season, I would not be upset about it. So Chris and Candace are having a very serious conversation about her relationship with her mom and how she feels that her mom shuts her down and ignores her feelings and diminishes her, just everything that went down in that therapy session. And as she's explaining what her problems are with her mom, Chris says, you do those things to me. You interrupt me when I speak. You act as if when I say something that you don't like, it's not true. And she then proceeds to do exactly that. She gets upset that he compares her to her mom, because y'all know Candace don't want to be Dorothy so bad, and she's actually becoming her. And that's usually how these things happen. When you run in the opposite direction of being like a certain parent, you actually end up being more like them than you would realize, or even want to realize for that matter. And I think that Candace is still coming into who she is, and who she is has been delayed because of her mom's constant control and input on her life. But at this point, Candace has got to break the chains for herself. And until she does that, we don't need to hear any more complaining about Dorothy. Dorothy is terrible. Granted, I understand. But you can't stay in victimhood forever because you a grown-ass woman. And if you're going to act like a grown-ass woman with the way you go at people and the way you get into people's personal business, Candace, just because Ashley did it last season doesn't mean that you doing it makes it okay. What it does is make people that like you feel as if they have to check you or they have to rethink liking your ass because this season you've done the most, okay? I know you don't think you've done the most, but you've done the most. She runs outside because she doesn't want to hear what Chris has to say. Chris follows her and tells her that he is trying to help her. He is trying to talk to her. But she doesn't want to hear what he has to say. She doesn't like that comparison. She asked him not to say that, especially not to say it on camera. So you know what? Now she's pissed off. She doesn't want to listen to anything that he has to say. She's closing her car door on him and speeding away in her little car. And I just feel as if you are very disrespectful to your husband. And you have been disrespectful and you diminish and demean Chris. And you may not want to hear that, Candace, but that is the truth. You are Dorothy's child. And until you can accept the things that you have received from your mother as a pathology, you will never be able to correct those issues. And right now, you're in an area of your life where it's kind of like fight or flight. And I need for you to get to a space where you can be comfortable enough in who you are to not allow anybody to get you here. Because this is where you was. You threw a butter knife. And we glazed over that because you ain't gonna do nothing throwing a butter knife. Like, ain't nobody gonna get hurt unless you throw it in somebody's eye. And it didn't look like her aim was that great. So we didn't make a big deal out of it. But honestly, that was some shit that could have went down a different way if you had been messing with a different type of female. And not a all bark, no bite type like Ashley. Just saying. If you were on Love and Hip Hop, somebody would have threw a stool at your head. I'm just saying. So maybe not throwing knives next time? Okay. Karen and Ray are going out on a date. They are going to ride motorcycles together. And I was like, why is Karen doing this to Ray? First of all, like she explained, she's in her 50s. Ray is in his 70s. And motorbike riding ain't something this man want to do. And when he got on the back of that damn motorcycle with Karen on front, the way he was grabbing at her body, like, hold on. Like, he didn't know whether he was holding on to her arms, and she was like, honey, you have to hold on to my waist. And I knew he felt like she wasn't big or strong enough in order for him to feel comfortable. So it was like, oh my God, Karen, I'm going to choke you out in order not to die on this motorcycle. Like, that is the feeling. So he had to get off so that Karen could ride around the parking lot and enjoy herself and say that she's, I need to get my license. I said, Karen, you be careful out here, girl. Did y'all see Karen on Watch What Happens Live? I only caught like the first little 5 minutes of it, but she looked good and Vivica looked good. Whatever Vivica has not done in a while, she looks great. Because I feel like Vivica is one of my girls that, just, did too much with the boo. Just did way too much. And, things just got out of hand. But I think she looked good on Watch What Happens Live, girl. Monique and Ashley meet up at like a baby store so they can shop for things for the baby. And Monique is just really trying to share her pregnancy experience with Ashley because Ashley is trying to get pregnant. And you guys, like, as much as I can't stand Ashley, I so understand where she is in her life right now. Because I feel like that's where I am. Where you feel like if you don't hurry up and start having kids, then it won't happen. And it's this like real fear that you will run out of time. Or the fact, I'm not like Ashley. I haven't had any miscarriages or, any abortions or anything. I've never been pregnant. So I understand, sure. And I'm a little nervous my damn self. Like, oh my God, I can't wait to get off Accutane so we can get at this again. So Ashley discusses her Pride performance and how great that went and how Robin was there. And they got into it because Ashley just felt as if Robin was throwing her under the bus and co-signing what Candace was saying. And Monique feels as if it was just too much all at once. Then they discussed Candace and how uncomfortable Monique felt at her home because of the way she was acting. And look, she says she loves Candace, but Candace is doing the most. And Candace needs to rein it in. And this is where my respect comes in for Monique, because everybody has noticed. Everybody has said, even if they do like Candace and they don't like Ashley, they agree that Candace has gone at some of these things a little too hard for no reason. Like, you should have waited on it. Ashley would have given you a reason that everybody would have been okay with for you to go after her with. But instead, you choose to go after her about her faking trying to get pregnant, which is so ridiculous. Who the fuck lies about stuff like that? Regardless to whatever is going on with Michael, which she could be trying to do is save her marriage by having a baby, which is what a lot of young women do when they feel their marriages are about to break apart. What do? They get pregnant. So I think that Candace doesn't know what she's talking about, and going so hard at Ashley about this has made her look like a bully or a child that can't be contained or calmed down, and that makes everybody feel a little uneasy. And that's cool and everything, but ultimately we're going to get to it about how I feel about Candace in this situation. Like, for real, because I don't want to jump ahead. So 2 days later, the story about Michael grabbing the cameraman, buttocks or what have you, all that is all over the blogs, all over TMZ. Everybody's reading about it. Everybody's wanting to know what's going on. And Ashley and Katie are shopping for Katie's hoedown party. And Ashley is just floating along in the store like nothing's wrong, like nothing ever happened. And Giselle calls to ask how she's doing. And Ashley's like, hey, girl, what's up? And Giselle's like, how are you? Like, how you doing? You okay? She's like, yeah, why wouldn't I be okay? And she's like, well, girl, you saw in the blogs that they're talking about Michael and him grabbing somebody and possibly going to jail for 11 years. Like, and Ashley's like, oh, girl, that's just ridiculous, okay? It's just a little thing. The judge has already thrown it out. Like, it's nothing. So Ashley isn't, trying to show that she's fazed. Meanwhile, Katie is in the corner acting like she paying for shit, but I ain't the shit out Ashley, like trying to see what her real response is. What was going on with Katie's wig? I'm going to leave it there. Also, we find out from Monique that this so-called, buttocks grabbing happened at the rainbow party. So when you put Candace saying that she thinks Michael was faking the emotion, and then we find out that Michael was, grabbing ass, it just seems like either Michael was lashing out because his emotions were all over the place, or it was total bullshit like Candace thinks it is, at least on Michael's point, and he was going inside acting like he was crying, so he can go and grab somebody's ass. Okay? So, I don't know. I'm not going to presume to know, but I feel like this is embarrassing no matter how you shake it, and Ashley coming off as if nothing is wrong whatsoever is, for one, quite impressive, and for two, kind of bullshit, because we know on the inside you must be like, climbing the walls inside your body. Candace and Monique talk on the phone about it, and Candace is not happy with the way Monique shows compassion for Ashley. And she makes a comment about, how, you're going to reach out to her after she drug you, all last season. And ultimately, Candace, you stood by as she got drugged. So, yeah. Let's stop. Let's stop. When it's getting to the level of which you are getting upset with Monique because she is not carrying your beef, even though you're carrying hers for some odd reason, she doesn't need you to. But that is when it starts to show itself as more than just, I don't like Ashley. It then becomes, I'm projecting and deflecting and trying not to worry about my own issues, therefore creating issues in other places that I can run and escape from, and I don't have to worry about my real problems that I can't really confront in the same way. That's what I'm getting off of Candace, and that is what I feel Monique is getting off of Candace. Monique and Candace actually meet up, and Monique wants to have this conversation in which she explains how uncomfortable she was with the butter knife throwing and how Candace went from, 1 to 100 so quickly, and she shouldn't have let Ashley control her. And Monique feels like Candace has a temper tantrum. And it wasn't like a grown woman in control of herself in her home. And then the other girls didn't respect Candace enough to not disrespect her as well. Because Monique feels like everybody was being disrespectful. Candace shouldn't have even invited Ashley. Ashley should not have come. And Giselle should not have brought Ashley back into Candace's home once she asked for her to be gone. Karen and Monique were the only ones who vocalized that. And, Katie was just sitting over there minding her business, just soaking it all up, waiting for one of her edibles to kick in. I just kind of feel as if I understand where Monique is coming from. And Monique is coming from the standpoint of, I feel how I feel, and I'm not going to change how I feel because we're friends. When Monique draws the correlation between Candace and her mom, of course, she's upset. She doesn't like that. She feels like people don't need to bring her mom up. And Monique says, if you don't want other people to bring your mom up, then you don't need to bring your mom up anymore either. And that's that. And I think that Candace is, gets defensive and feels like everybody's ganging up on her. And Monique is supposed to be her friend. But Monique is keeping it real with what she sees and how she feels. And I respect someone who will keep it real regardless of, a friendship. Like, I have to be honest with you about how I feel about what you're doing. So it's Katie's hold down, and Robin shows up first. So Katie shows her around the acreage and the farmhouse, all very beautiful and peaceful. And I just love it. And then we see Katie's hot boyfriend, who is super cute. And Karen and Monique drive up together. Ashley drives with Giselle, of course. Giselle apologizes to Ashley because she was like, me and Robin talked, and I had to sit back and think about it. And you know what? I did bring up the conversation, but Ashley still wants to blame Robin. Like, it's no real mad, or anger or annoyance with Giselle at all. It just goes right back to, well, Robin shouldn't have been stirring the pot. And Ashley admits in the confessional that, she's upset because for once it's not her stirring the pot. Because when it's her putting everybody's business out on Front Street, then it's all okay. But we do it to her, and now everybody wants to issue fucking apologies to Ashley. So I personally feel like Giselle can kiss my ass with that. Like, I don't think Candace owes Ashley an apology. I think Candace is wrong, but I also don't feel like Candace should apologize to her because it's not sincere. Why would I apologize if it's not sincere? Stop apologizing. Stop trying to be fucking friends. I don't like the bitch. It is what it is. Don't try to be the bigger person, because Ashley will come at you in a passive-aggressive, snooty way, which will make you want to slap her. And then she'll use the fact that she feels as if she's some type of an adult over you. And she would throw that in your face when really she's just as much of a child as you are. But because she did this last season and this season is happening to her, everybody is kind of, I think, one-sided. And I think this comes out in this scene because Candace feels very much like everybody is picking on her and being hypocritical because everybody wants to check her for doing the same thing that everybody else has done at one point or another in the group. Giselle asked Ashley if she's going to talk about the situation with Michael, but y'all know they put that litigation on it, and now all of a sudden we can't talk about it. But I thought she said the judge dismissed it. If the judge dismissed it, then why can't you talk about it? What's happening, Ashley? Are you lying? Giselle asked how Ashley and Michael are doing, and Ashley's like, Ashley, we're stronger than ever. We're stronger than ever. I'm like, I'm sure. I'm sure. And Giselle says, wow, I would be scratching my man's eyes out. And Ashley says, well, it feels like that sometimes. And I was like, so bitch, is you happy or is you not happy? What is you fronting for? And Giselle is a messy bitch. You're not trying to tell her no information about yourself in order to bond with her. You telling her shit to get more information out of her. You ain't slick. So Ashley and Giselle pull up, and everybody else is already kind of, congregating and talking about Ashley. And everybody just feels like Ashley's in denial. Based off of her response to what has happened, everyone feels like Ashley is in denial, which is no change of events. So Ashley pulls Robin to the side, and Robin says that she, wasn't trying to hurt Ashley. She genuinely wants to apologize if she did hurt her. And, she just wants to move past it. So they hug it out, and it's fine. The ass grab situation was already going on in the background when this was brought up about what Robin and Candace and Chris heard. So I think Ashley thought the producers were telling them to say shit because of what was going on behind the scenes. But that wasn't it at all. And Robin says, of course, there's no way I would have known about that. Like, that's not what was happening at all. It just so happens that we're on a reality show and shit is happening all at once. So after they finished playing all the little, hunky-tonk games, Katie toast to peace, sisterhood, and the vortex that's on the property, which is basically like a place on the property where, there are all these trees and the sun kind of comes in very brightly in this one area and spreads out amongst all the different areas that the trees are in. And it's like really beautiful. Apparently Katie and her ex got engaged there, and it's no longer as magical as it once was for her, but she still wants to toast to it all. Candace once again takes an opportunity to apologize to the group for throwing butter knives and just not making them feel comfortable in her home. And then Giselle does what she does and says that, she accepts the apology, but she feels as if the apology should go to Ashley. And Candace says that, me and Ashley can have that conversation alone because you have told me that she doesn't ever want to talk to me again, Giselle. And Giselle was like, oh yeah, well, that's true. And Karen is like, Giselle is so messy. She's always being so messy. I'm like, yes, Karen, she's so messy. So very, very messy. And it's just like, I'm sorry, trying to get my mouth together. Y'all, it is annoying the shit out of me. The way Giselle is just like stirring a pot and will, stick her head in and throw something out there and then pull it back out. And it's just kind of so annoying that she gets to get away with it. Candace does say that whenever Ashley is ready to talk, she's ready to talk with her as well. And Ashley says she accepts that, but she wants to address the elephant in the room, and that is the situation with Michael. And she says to just wait for the truth. And Robin says, this is Ashley's karma. And then they go through all the times that Ashley has dropped bombs on people's relationships, starting with Robin and Juan, continuing to annoy us to the point that we couldn't even take her side no more, even though Robin and Juan's relationship was utterly ridiculous. And Robin was so fucking defensive about it. Anytime anybody said anything about where the hell was Juan, then she wanted to be defensive. So yeah, okay, but we still looked at Ashley like, damn, bitch, let it go. Like we're looking at Candace right now. And then Ashley did the same thing to Karen and talking about Karen's business with the IRS. And she even threw that in Karen's face again during this scene on Katie's property, which I thought was really fucked up. We'll get to that in a second. And then we get into how she did that shit to Monique about her drinking. So you've continuously done this, and this is only your own karma. And Andy said that Ashley feels as if karma is on her side. I said, why? Because you got knocked up? Okay. I mean, children are a blessing. Children are a blessing. I'm sorry. But, okay. How about the fact that you having a baby with a man that 9 times out of 10 you're going to end up divorcing? I don't want to put that out there, but you guys have a lot of issues. Yeah. Karen says, well, I hope everything works out for you and Michael, Ashley. I really, really do. And then because Giselle is a fucking hater, she screams out, well, Karen, you did have some things to say about Ashley. And, Karen was like, oh, Giselle, don't do that. Don't do that, Giselle. Talking about, Karen was high-fiving or hugging Robin after she put it on out there. And I think it's ultimately because everybody sees Ashley getting her karma for the way she will put their information out there. That's what that was about. And Karen was like, yes, I did. I had a moment, okay? I had a moment where I was happy and I deserve a happy moment. And I'm like, bitch, don't even give a fuck. Yeah, ho, and what? I was dying laughing at Karen, y'all. Monique says everybody was wrong, and then Candace says that she wants to be friends with Ashley as long as there is mutual respect. They tell Candace that, she needs to handle her own issues and not be worrying about how everybody else feels about Ashley and the things that Ashley has done to them. And I agree with that, okay? Giselle says that you are judging Ashley when you say that she's faking her pregnancy. I feel like Giselle judges everybody all the time and should really shut up right now. Monique says that Ashley's uterus is not Candace's business. And Candace feels like she's being ganged up on for her opinion when everybody has an opinion at the table. And Katie says, well, here's to fake bitches and ass grabbing. I I say thank you, Katie. We appreciate you chiming in to break up the foolishness. And then Karen asks Ashley if she's, Ashley, are you okay? And Ashley says, yes, Karen, I'm going to always be okay. And Karen was like, Ashley, do I detect a bit of an attitude, Ashley? Like, what's happening here, Ashley? And Ashley says that, Karen, you were talking behind my back and just running with gasoline off of what Giselle told her. No real information on her own. No conversation with Karen before bringing it up. Just all in Karen's face about some shit that Giselle told her. And Karen said, I said what I said, Ashley. Okay? I said what I said, Ashley. I had a moment. I've already admitted to it. I own it, Ashley. Karen says, you have done the same thing to me over and over again. And Ashley says, that's not true. Karen says, girl, yeah, whatever. Okay, fine then, Ashley. You act like everybody's supposed to be bowing down to your ass. But guess what? It's karma. And then Ashley was like, yeah, but what about the IRS situation? All underneath her breath, like she was saying something cute. Bitch, that's old. You can't use the IRS against Karen no more, bitch. That's over. Let it go. Find something else to use against her. Okay? Karen told her, clankety clank, bitch. You might want to pick up the soap. Help Michael. Like, don't drop the soap, bitch. Clankety clank, clank, clank. Oh my God. I love Karen. Karen and Candace go off to the side to have a conversation, and Candace is just talking about how she feels as if Monique is choosing Ashley's side. And Monique says that she's not even trying to listen to what she's saying. It's not about sides. It's about the fact that you're wrong. And you my friend, so I'm going to be honest and tell you, I'm not picking Ashley's side. And Candace is like, you might as well just go on over there back to buy Ashley. You might as well go over there. And Karen is in between them, and Monique is walking away, and she's like, let me go ahead before I drag your ass, Candace, pregnant and all. And Candace is like, drag me, Monique. Drag me, Monique. And I'm like, girl, you don't want it. Okay? Karen says, everyone is being so hypocritical because they all lost their cool before. And they have all lost their cool before. So everybody acting like they act towards Candace is annoying. I think that the only person that should have a real problem with Candace is Ashley. Everybody else, stop. Giselle, stop. Okay? I think Monique doesn't have a problem. She's just trying to let Candace know what the viewers and people watching are going to think when they see her. But she's so upset she's not listening. I think Monique is actually trying to help her, and they're beefing right now, and I'm upset about it. I don't want them to beef. Like, them and Karen, that's my little clique right there. So I'm upset about this. Monique comes back over to try to reiterate once again that she cares about Candace. And she's crying. And then Candace is like, I can't do this with you, Monique. And then she walks away and she's crying. And Karen has to go and give her a hug and show support. And I just am thankful for Karen being there and having somebody to be on Candace's side and have her back. Because I do feel like regardless to whether she's wrong or right, by the green-eyed monsters having their clique with Ashley, it often feels like everybody's ganging up on Candace and trying to point out her issues, but then not pointing out Ashley's, or pointing out Giselle's for that matter. So it's just really annoying. And I don't think it's fair either. And I think it's a whole bunch of hypocritical shit, but that's the show. So it's good though, y'all. Please don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe to my channel. If you have not already, check out my ASMR channel. I will leave it somewhere, but it'll definitely be down below in the description box. And I will see y'all in the next one. Peace out.